Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, I'm your host, Mrs. M. And if you haven't, make sure you click the link below. That way you can subscribe to my channel and not miss out on anything you need to scale your cleaning business to six figures and beyond. How? So if you're here, you're probably really wanting to scale your business to six figures, right? Well, there were 5 deadly mistakes that I made. I mean, they could have cost me the business, and I probably wouldn't have the mindset to start over because, we do so much to get it going that any kind of pushback starts to make us feel personal about it. We feel like it must be us. It looks like everyone else is doing it so easy. So if you felt as if you've gone out, you've done everything you thought you need to do, but maybe you're making these 5 mistakes that I made over and over, it burns you out, and you just almost want to give up. Okay. So in this video, this sounds like something you want to overcome. It's not as hard as it sounds. Stay tuned. I'm going to share exactly what the 5 mistakes that I did and what I did to make sure I corrected them. You're ready? Let's go. Mistake number 1, I tried to be a friend to the employees. I wasn't being the boss, and I don't mean boss in a negative way where you're bossing people around. I mean, people look for you to know what's going on. They look for you for training and for them to feel comfortable and secure. A lot of people are paying their mortgages, their rent, childcare, whatever it is, from the salary that you're giving them. So you don't want to be their friend. You want to actually make them feel like they're part of a team. And there's a big difference in that. And what I mean by friend, I didn't set the boundaries. I didn't have the boundaries there where I felt as if we were talking about too much personal information when it really wasn't benefiting the job. It wasn't benefiting the business. Understanding my child is sick is quite different than someone sharing things that's going on, like with their, boyfriend, just too much personal information. You'll know what the boundaries are when it comes to someone giving you something that you need to know. And then TMI, too much information. And when we were working together, because I did like working with the employees, I would be there and I'm working side by side with them. And I just felt like I was being more of their friend than I was being their leader. And that goes me to step number 2, the deadly mistake that I made with number 2. When you become a friend, they will take advantage of that a lot of times because they don't know where the line of demarcation is. So a leader leads and makes them want to follow because you're a great leader. I knew nothing about leadership. So I'm going to say, definitely read a lot of, I think it's John C. Maxwell. John C. Maxwell teaches a lot about leadership and doing it in a way where you present it where people want to follow you, not because they're forced or they're afraid they're going to lose their position or their job or something like that, but because you're a really good leader. So I had to learn leadership and stop being a friend and actually become a leader. And doing that made my team want to clean better for all of us because they had more skin in the game. They had more vested. So that is something that I learned that was really real paramount, and that's something you can learn as well. Deadly mistake number 3. I was everywhere. I had accounts this place and this location, that location. And at first started, we were doing car dealerships because there were a lot of them and we were leaving one and there was probably like 20 minutes in between another. Well, I wanted to give everyone 8 hours because I wanted to keep them and they didn't want to work if there weren't enough hours for them. So what I thought I was doing was giving them a lot of locations. The problem is that they would get burnt out from the time they cleaned one location, and they would then have to go maybe 20 miles to the other location, and then the next one 20 miles to the other location. So what I realized that I needed to do was do the gang clean. You could still get a lot of hours, but you always have to be smart on what's going to be best for the business overall. You don't want to mess around and give someone hours they can't keep or it's too many, and next thing you know, you're losing the account, and that affects everyone. So you do the gang clean together. You put more people together. You still can cover more ground, but they're not tired, they're not exhausted, and you may have where you split it, where maybe 5 of the buildings or 5 of the car dealerships this gang does, and another 5, and we had like maybe 10, because at the time we were doing drive times and they were everywhere. So make sure that your locations make sense. Don't have them scattered everywhere. So what we started doing was doing the game cleaning and then doing segments. North, we clustered them all together in the north side. Then we started building some on the south, and then the west and the east. And when you do that, it really makes it nice, because then we start telling the other businesses around how well we were doing, and we could go and get a reference from someone that was right in their area. And it made sense, because then it's like, okay, they gave a really good reference, they're cleaning, they seem happy, let's go ahead and add them as well. So like in a neighborhood, when you see one person mowing the neighbor's yard, then you go out there, you see the yard, and then you go out there and you ask, okay, who's doing your yard? It looks really good, and I would love for them to do ours as well. Same thing. FMO is like FOMO, fear of missing out. They don't want to miss out, so that's what they do. Mistake number 4 was when you are trying to underbid to get an account. That is probably one of the biggest, deadliest mistakes you can make, is that you're trying to underbid to get the account. When you're trying to underbid to get the account, trust me, the clients, we had one client that was a client from hell. She wanted the world, and she thought we were desperate because she knows that we had underbid it. She let us know what the price was and said, I need you to come down this far. I had just gotten started. I knew I had employees I needed to get hours for, and I wanted to grow. And I thought that's the way you grow. You just get all kinds of accounts and add them up. But no, you want to be discerning about the accounts you get. It makes such a big difference as you scale your business. Not all money is good money. They will worry the living hell out of you, and it's not worth it. Trust me. Do not underbid. Already have a bid formula in place. That way you already go into it not, there may be someone that you just lost an account. You're in that desperate mode, and you say yes. If your formula is in place, stick with it. Most of the time, they are looking for something you're never going to be able to deliver. You're going to end up probably losing other accounts because you're trying to maintain that one, and it's just not worth that. So no underbidding. And the last is trying to do too much. Number 5 is trying to do too much as the CEO. Absolutely a big mistake. You're here, you're there, you're everywhere. You're just like exhausted. You're trying to pick up the supplies and do the quality control inspection and do the cleaning. And then when you get off work, you're exhausted and you get back up, and it's just a big mistake. So what do you want to do? First, you want to try and schedule as much as you can. And then I love the things called ADD, automate, delegate, delete. Look at what you can automate in your business instantly. Invoicing. Can you let someone else answer the phones? That's one of the biggest, most important parts of the business, someone answering your phones. You want to make sure that you have everything like packaged so you don't have to run so many times to get supplies. Try to have a place where you can keep them. Maybe you can rent a small storage and keep your supplies and chemicals and go out once a month and get them, so you're not having to do all that. So you want to set a schedule, set boundaries, make sure that you pay attention to your time, but definitely look at automating and then delegating and then deleting as much as you can. Now, like I said, these were 5 deadly mistakes that I made. Thank goodness I learned as I was going so that it did not cost me my business. But I do remember sitting on the step numerous times thinking, oh my goodness, have I, messed up so much I can't recover? One of the things I suggest that you do, take your phone, make a recording. Make a recording when everything is good. Talk about things that you know you can do. Give yourself positive reinforcement. Listening to your voice, it could be a 1-minute just inspiration from you. Hey, this is, like I say, this is Mrs. M. You know you can do it. Do not give up. It's worth it. Do that recording, say it to yourself, and you'd be surprised how good that makes you feel. When things are bad, you hear yourself telling yourself you can do it. That would be my number 1 thing I would say to do. So when you get down and you just want to dig yourself out, listen to yourself. And you are the biggest advocate for you to tell you that you know you can do it. That motivation got me out each and every time. Now, if you want some real hands-on, pull up your sleeves, nitty-gritty, get down with it kind of instructions on how to scale your business to what I love to say, 6 figures and beyond, pow! Then I'd love to invite you to 2 of my workshops. One is all about government. This time frame is growing for government contracts. Make sure you click the link in the description for government workshops to sign up. And the other is for building your 6-figure business. And all the things you need to do. I always talk about there's 5 business systems that you need. I go over that in great detail and actually look at trying to navigate you to find that first contract or one of many. Now, space is limited. I'd love to see you there. Government's Wednesdays and the 6-figure is on Thursdays, but we do limit the space. So make sure you click the description to sign up. I'd love to see you there. And until the next video, take care and bye-bye.